Oh, wow. Wow. So you heard about the interview, the wonderful one and only Peter Thomas. Oh, wow. He was married to the beautiful Cynthia Bailey. That's his rise to fame. I've never heard of him prior to Cynthia, and became popular with her on the reality show Real Housewives of Atlanta. Remember, they got married, and Cynthia was trying to come up with money for the wedding, even called her own father. Then bar one, I don't know if it went from bar one to bar none, helped put it in business, and he was able, through the show, from what I see, is meet other people who were able to invest. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe Cordell Stewart was, someone said, was also an investor. Not sure about that. That's what I heard. So later on, they divorced. Um, Looks like there were allegations of cheating. Okay, and some photos arise, with him, um, communicating, I guess maybe just talking with patrons, but there were allegations out there. I wouldn't put it past him. Come on. Then he had still at the restaurants, problem with the taxes, went to prison for a short time. And out of all that, I just saw him as a liability. He has the audacity to call Cynthia Bailey the ex-wife. Out of all that, I remember when the home that they lived in was, the house just now is just gorgeous, Bailey, like Bailey. But I remember at the time, the home that they shared, she didn't want to sell, but that was part of the agreement with the divorce, that they would, have to sell the house. Oh, I remember that episode real well. She didn't want to sell the house. That was part of the divorce, part of the deal was to sell the house. Oh, look at that. Peter, so considerate. They seem to always want to fall back on the sister in brown when things get down. When they see it going down, find sister in brown. He just found a beautiful Cynthia Bailey. I don't think he ever really deserved it. But let's get to it. So, planning his trip to the big house, going to prison. He had a home, and he said he had $350K in equity in it. Didn't want to lose it. And I guess basically he wanted to make sure he had a place to, come back to, because if you lose it, you're going to prison. Who's going to pay the mortgage? Then you're going to lose it. So, of course, he's thinking about himself. So, Cynthia, let me call on my ex-wife to the rescue. Can these men ever call on their male friends? I'm so tired of them calling on women. But so listen to just an excerpt of this interview. Peter Thomas, y'all.
I wanted to secure it because I'm going away. And I said, if I go away for a year, at least a year, 14, 15 months, I want to come back to my home. All right. So I needed to make a payment, to just pay it off. Okay. So I said, Cynthia, I need you to write this check. As a matter of fact, Cynthia, I need you to buy this townhouse from. All right. Under your company name. Okay. I'm gone. Okay. Could rent it out, Airbnb, whatever. Because I have $350,000 equity into this place. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So how was that her problem? What's it? I will need you to write this check. I'm gonna need you to go check one of your male friends. Always, some of these men depend on the women.
I don't want to lose that money. Okay.
So it's all about you. What's in it for Cynthia?
Okay. Could rent it out, Airbnb, whatever. Because I have $350,000 equity into this place. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't want to lose that money.
And that's understandable. But it sounds like a PP to me. It sounds to me like a personal problem. But yet and still, he decides to go ahead and call Cynthia to go ahead and get some help on this.
There's a chance of me having my home when I get back out. And we met at a restaurant in the Loop. And she agreed, and I talked to my banker, which I introduced her to, which is now her banker. Okay. and I involved my friend Sunita Brooks in it because she was talking to Cynthia more than I was talking to. I wasn't trying to talk to Cynthia every day.
Oh. So he wasn't trying to talk to Cynthia every day, but he was sure trying to talk to get some money. $350K, don't want to risk it. I wasn't trying to talk to Cynthia every day, but you were sure trying to ask her to throw some money your way so you can have a home to go to when you get out.
So I had Sunita in the mix talking to her to make sure it would go down. And like 10 days before the process fold, I called her on the 9th day and said, hey, look, I've been texting you and, for you to engage with people that we could do the purchase. And I don't know what happened within her saying yes in that 10 days. But I sent her a text and her reply was, I feel like I'm being pressured. I feel like I'm being bullied. Okay. And I'm like, what?
And we've seen. Wow. That's her right. So he sent her the text, and I bet he was pressured.
I sent her a text, and her reply was, I feel like I'm being pressured. I feel like I'm being bullied. Okay. And I'm like, what?
And she felt like she was pressured, and she felt like she was bullied, and she didn't do it. Stand on your feet, be a man. That's the major deal. Buy it up under your company. She may not want to be. Listen, you already got the black eye because you went to, not like a black eye, but I mean, but a little stain on your name. That's why you went to prison about the tax issue. So what makes you think she want to go ahead and put some eyes on her dealing with you, exposing her company? Put the eyes on her. No, she's handling hers. You got to be kidding me. And so she backed out. And as you can see, the caption reads here, RHOA's Peter Thomas says he asked Cynthia Bailey to buy his townhouse before serving time for his IRS troubles, but claimed she backed out the last minute. I lost my house. You lost your house because of what you did or what you didn't do. See, if you wouldn't have those IRS problems, you wouldn't have went to prison, you would have probably lost your house. But let's blame Cynthia. How dare you not put that cape on and come save me? That's what the women do in the BC. He expected to would he have done it for her? If he was a billionaire, I bet he wouldn't even be calling Cynthia. He thought it was true blue and tight like glue. You're not. It's like you really, you have nerve. The nerve of you. Call on a woman. Calling on a woman. So I lost my house. Whose fault is that? It's not Cynthia's fault. She is not your child, dude. You look like you ought to be her dad. But call on a woman to come pull me through. This lets me know he probably couldn't call on anyone else. Why couldn't he call on some other men? Please tell me why. Why couldn't you do that? Call on some other guys. Have them to come save the day. He's an ex-husband. An ex-husband for a reason. That tells me she must have been his saving grace. He couldn't call on anybody else. But the audacity that I lost my house. You ought to be ashamed to even put the interview out. It's not making her look. You a grown man, Uncle Ben, old enough to be a grandfather. Why couldn't his girlfriend do it? Didn't he have a girlfriend years ago? They said he had a girlfriend like she was around, 32 years of age? Why can't she do it? It's so embarrassing on so many levels. Why would she want to hitch her wagon to yours when yours pretty much crumbled down? We don't even know if your wagon got the four wheels on it. It might be sitting up here on a struggle wagon. Why would she want to hitch her wagon to yours? Hers is fully functioning. She's moved on. Oh, and she has a new boyfriend and he's younger. Buy it up under your company. You already got the eyes on you. That might put the eyes on her company, just by association. But to think, you think she owes you something? I'm going to need you to write a check. Buy my townhome. So she can go ahead and save that townhome, and then once he get out, go ahead and get with the honeys. In the townhome that she's buying, you can rent it out. And look, it was all about him. Did the numbers make sense? Was it anything profitable for Cynthia Bailey, or was it just, I need you? You expect her to have that beautiful cape on. I don't even see how he would even fix his mouth to say that unless he had to have been desperate. I lost my house. What you tying Cynthia Bailey to it though? For what? He ought to be embarrassed. That's money she could use for her daughter's future. And buy it up under your company. Why would she want to hitch her wagon? Surprise not. When it goes down, they know how to find a beautiful woman in brown. He ought to be embarrassed. What do you think about this? She's your ex-wife. But again, why can't he call on some of his male friends? Is Cordell still in the A? Didn't he also meet some other men that were prominent? Why couldn't he call on them? They probably want to hitch their wagon to it. They might deem him as a loser. So do a call on the women. I'm so glad she didn't go for the okie doke. And she said she felt what, pressured or bullied. You know what? I can see it. Oh, I can see it. It would not but a person like in this situation, probably so desperate, calling. He might have been calling her every day. But I don't want to call every day. You probably were calling her every day. She felt pressured and bullied, desperation. And that was her cue to back out. I am so, honey, stand your ground. Captain, save her, bro? The answer is no. So you want to blame I lost my house. Yes, you did. You should have found another buyer. But the fact that he would call Cynthia speaks volumes. It speaks desperation. It's what these men do. Always try to lean on a woman somewhere. Let me know what you all think about this. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out. That's crazy.